Hey everyone, it's Devin Burke, your sleep and performance coach, and in this video I'm going to share with you how to get and stay asleep in times of turmoil. So at the time of filming this video, we are in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, and there is a lot of uncertainty, stress, anxiety going on. There's a lot of fear, and a lot of people that normally don't have challenges sleeping are having challenges sleeping. A lot of people that have never had to take sleeping pills to get and stay asleep are taking sleeping pills because of the level of uncertainty. Now, I'm going to share with you 3 simple things you can do during any time of high stress, high turmoil in your life so that you can get and stay asleep and wake up the next day to do it all again and to deal with whatever life is throwing at you at the moment. So the first thing I want to share with you is about perspective. Oftentimes in times of turmoil, we lose perspective, meaning we get very narrow focused on all the negative that's being created in the time. So whether this is, again, a pandemic, and maybe you're losing income in your job, or maybe you've lost a loved one, and maybe you're concerned about your own health, or whatever it is, it's important not to lose perspective, which is so easy to do when there's heightened stress, when there's heightened uncertainty and anxiety. So how do you gain perspective? Well, it starts with being able to slow down. When you slow down and actually think about what's taking place and how you're thinking about what's taking place, it allows you to really see more of the truth. Because oftentimes when we're stressed, when we're anxious, and when the world seems like it's falling apart, it actually isn't. It's just that's the lens that we're seeing the world through because of the news or because of, the emotional trauma that we're experiencing. So gaining perspective is really important. And an easy way to gain perspective, again, is to slow down and really think about, well, what could be good about this situation? Or what can you be grateful for? Ask yourself better questions. That really helps you get perspective in times of high stress, high crisis. It's really important because a lot of times we're asking all the wrong questions, which keep us in that fight or flight, which then keeps us up at night, right? So ask yourself better questions to gain perspective. Like, how could this event, this time of loss, how could this be beneficial? See more of the whole truth by asking better questions. The next thing is to practice. And practice, I mean practice self-care, practice meditation, mindfulness, practice eating healthy, practice exercise and moving your body. Really important. Often in times of high stress, high anxiety, high uncertainty, people forget about the practices. And now more than ever, when you're going through a stressful time, when there's a lot of uncertainty, you got to continue to put in place good self-care, good practices. Before this happened or whatever it was that you're dealing with, you want to make sure that, hey, now's the time to start to practice, right? So maybe before you weren't meditating or you weren't being mindful or you weren't exercising or eating healthy or, taking care of yourself, giving yourself the space that you need to take care of yourself. And now you have this traumatic event or there's a pandemic or a crisis happening in the world. Well, now's an even better time to start to practice better self-care. Self-care is healthcare, and it's not selfish. We need to focus on taking care of ourselves, because if we're not taking care of ourselves, we're not going to be able to show up for others. The third thing here is support. During times of crisis, during times of turmoil, oftentimes a lot of people contract, they isolate, and that's the opposite of what you could be doing that would help you actually alleviate some of that stress and anxiety, which would then help you be able to get to sleep. Seeking support is not weak. Seeking support from a coach, from a therapist, from a friend, from a family member, from your community. Do not isolate yourself. When there is times of challenge, you need to seek support, which is going to give you the perspective and the motivation to then practice self-care. So this is all a cyclical thing. These 3 things that I'm sharing with you, they're all interconnected. And by putting in place these 3 things, you're going to be able to alleviate the stress and anxiety that's going to then be able to give you that peaceful, restful sleep that you need to wake up and show up and do the things you have to do to get through the difficult time. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please subscribe if you're not a subscriber to my channel, like the video, and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. And I'll see you in the next video.